The second test match has begun. Australia and the West Indies. If you didn't see day one, here's what you missed. It was another highly watchable day of test cricket, and Grenada looks superb. Beautiful blue ocean, and Australia's never played a test match there before, and it looks like a great place to be. West Indies made one change. They pulled out the off-spinner Jamal Warrican and brought in Anderson Phillip, who has a pretty good record. He's a fast medium bowler. Australia won the toss and batted, and Constas and Khawaja looked a little bit with more intent than in the first test match, but right from the start, the pitch probably not quite as difficult as the pitch in Barbados, but definitely some sideways movement, and as the day wore on, definitely some up and down movement, particularly some balls keeping very low towards the end of the day. Pretty decent pitch though. It produced some watchable cricket. Khawaja was at LBW for 16 off Alzari Joseph, a carbon copy of the dismissal in the second innings of the first test. He challenged it. He thought it was going over the top, and it was umpire's call on impact. So legitimately out, but a little bit unlucky. Constas, after a fair few plays and misses, but some good shots in between, was out, caught behind off the bowling of Phillip for 25. So Australia, having been none for 47, were suddenly 2 for 47. Steve Smith back in the side for Australia. I should have mentioned that at the expense of Josh Inglis. And just before he faced one of his first balls, there was a kid moving around behind the bowler's arm in the stand. And I don't think the family realised that this was the problem. And Smith was sort of agitating for him to sit down. Eventually he did, but it looked as though Smith was buzzing a little bit, ticking a little bit, as the English commentators say. Got a short ball, pulled it, and top-edged it, got caught on the boundary. So Alzari Joseph picked up him. So Australia suddenly 3 for 50 and in trouble. Cameron Green was definitely looking to score more than he had been in Barbados, still leaving a few too many balls outside off stump that I could think he could play a cut shot at, but was at least looking to score a little bit more. Then in the last over before lunch, a dramatic over, Jaden Seals is bowling, and Green just wafts at one, middles it, but uppishly to cover, and Campbell drops an absolute sitter. And you could hear how angry Ian Bishop was in commentary. He said words to the effect of, "I don't want to hear how every test match catch is difficult. Every catch at test match level is difficult." That was an absolute sitter. Looked like being a major moment in the game until, off the last ball before lunch, Smith played a similar shot, this one more of an edge, and it goes to sort of a fifth slip, and the captain Chase takes the catch. So Green out for 26, and Australia 4 for 93 at lunch. There's a bit of rain in the lunch break, so they're about 20 minutes delayed coming out, and it looked as though this was going to be the key partnership of the match, Head and Webster together. But Head, after a little while, gets a good ball that bounced a little bit, moved away, took the glove, and another controversial catch for the third umpire. This time the third umpire is Nitin Menon. I think it clearly carried, although just. You know, if you really want to see it, you could make an argument that maybe there was a part of the ball touching the grass. I don't think there was. I think this was the right decision. Head didn't look all that thrilled as he walked off, but I don't think Australia's in any position to complain about the third umpiring. Then Webster and Carey put together a fantastic partnership. I mean, at the fall of the Travis Head wicket, it was 5 for 110. And there was a feeling of one more wicket and the West Indies have broken this wide open. How many times have I seen this happen? Especially recently where the Australian middle and lower order bails the top order out. But for my whole cricket watching career, remember that summer of 2013-14 that ultimately Australia won 5-0 against England? But it seems so many times that players like Brad Haddon and Mitchell Johnson were bailing Australia out after the top order had been crushed. West Indies just couldn't get the job done when it really mattered. Carey, once again, very aggressive, at times charging down the ground and playing some really sweet shots. And Webster also just, I'm going to get beaten a few times, but in and around that, you give me anything, I'm going to imperiously punish you and crack you to the boundary. Their 50-run partnership came up off 69 balls. Roston Chase, the captain, brought himself on to bowl a bit of spin. Webster promptly hit him for 6. There looked like there was a little bit of spin on offer. Maybe that'll be something that's interesting as the match goes on. Webster started a lot more slowly than Carey, but interestingly, they both got to the point where they were 32 from 50. At this point, Carey, having batted really well, started to have a whole bit of luck. He was off Phillip. He tried to ramp a wide, high one, and Shy Hope, the keeper, dropped it. It was a tough one, but, I think he probably could have caught it. Next over, Carey edged one through the vacant second slip region that would have been a catch if there'd been a second slip there. That brought his 50 up off 68 balls. And at the tea break, Australia 5 for 209. Carey's luck continued after tea. There was a mix-up, and he basically just gave up. But the direct hit from Graves wasn't a direct hit, so he survives. Then they brought their 100 partnership up off 136 balls, and in doing so became, I think, the highest partnership of the series to date, and really did look decisive. Carey's luck ran out when it was sort of an insipid dismissal after such a fantastic innings. He tried to sort of pull at one and just sort of weakly clothed it, and it was caught at mid-wicket. So he was out for 63 from just 81 balls, another really important innings. Webster then brought up his 50 from 87 balls. Cummins, as expected, started aggressively, but Alzarri Joseph actually bowled pretty well to him. Bowled a short one that got Cummins slightly on the back foot, and then he got bowled by one that kept incredibly low. It wasn't until the replay that I realised just how low it had kept it. It didn't get much above kind of shin height off a ball that looked like it was a ball that would have gone shoulder height. And they featured Graves at slip looking at it, and although he was kind of celebrating the wicket, you could see his face was saying, oh gosh, if this happens on day one, what is this going to be like to bat as the match continues? Stark nicked one quickly. Good ball from Jaden Seals. Then there was another rain delay. They came back out. It was a bit of a stalemate where Webster was kind of refusing singles. They had a deep set field. And Greg Blewett made the point in commentary, he might as well just take these singles. The game's kind of stalling, and Lyon can hold his end up. In the end, he ran himself out, Webster, trying to get back for two. A very ambitious one, and was run out comfortably. A bit of a brain explosion there, but a fine innings. Finished with 60, faced 115 balls, got Australia to 9 for 267. Lyon and Hazelwood played sensibly, trying to force the scoring along. Had a nice little partnership, but eventually Lyon was out, caught down the leg side. No, trying to pull. Glove one trying to pull, that's right, and was caught. And Australia was all out for 286. Then, just as the West Indies came out, the umpires decided the light was too bad, and that was that. All in all, the talking points will be another failure from Australia's top order. They looked better than at Barbados, but still, the runs weren't there. But I think 286 on that in that first innings, if the ball is going to start to misbehave, as some of them did. There's one that Carey missed, and you could hear him say, oh, that went along the ground. So I think Australia is in a very strong position, and 286 probably is above par on this pitch. It'll be interesting to see what happens throughout the rest of the match. So a thoroughly entertaining day. Hovering over all of this is the fact that there are significant allegations of sexual assault surrounding a West Indian player. All the mainstream news agencies are not reporting the name of the player, but it's everywhere on social media. And I think by not saying that it's Shamar Joseph, it's kind of, it's an open secret, and you might as well actually say what the allegations, who the allegations are referring to. Obviously, there's been no police charges, so the presumption of innocence, etc. But it is a very strange situation where these are serious allegations. The police have not laid charges. It's not clear whether the police are investigating. Darren Sammy, the West Indian coach, was not going to be drawn when he said whether West Indian cricket themselves were investigating. So a very difficult situation and a very unpleasant situation surrounding Shamar Joseph. And hopefully, there needs to be some sort of resolution to move things beyond where they currently are. But yeah, as I said, he has the presumption of innocence. And that is that for my review of day one of the first day of the second test in Grenada. Australia, I think, on top.